Allow me to show you something.
This summer, we use the opportunity of this summer to take our children and teach them how to master. Because it ain't just about learning this. You need to master this. And it's easy to master at this point. Don't just learn it. Master it. Right? Master it. I didn't say which character and they all made me this nigga. Right? And there's nothing wrong with that. That's a t-shirt. That's right. But look at this. One picture becomes a poster. Now, I'm going to take this character and I'm going to make a move and talk. So what did I just do? I created a digital asset, ladies and gentlemen, on this day of Monday. And then on Tuesday, I do another one. If you don't want to just overdo it, do one a day. Right? So what is this doing for an individual such as myself who, with my twin brother, was drawing, right? I actually went to a gifted school along with A.A. Rashid called Satellite West. It's right down the block, right? And we went to school for drawing. We were artists. And then we became something else. So for my mental, for the child, it would think, because I shared with y'all before, I didn't graduate high school. I was on the way to doing it. I took my GED. I was on Rikers Island for 6 months in my senior year. You feel me? I was in C74, Mod 6 and 9. So to see my son graduate,
yes.
not just from, he graduated from a prestigious school,
Yes.
right? And to see him be able to graduate, not just graduate, but do the whole shit without putting me through one iota of what I put my father through when we decided that we wanted to get caught up in this shit right here.
Yes.
Right? That many of us is familiar with, that made us who we are. But as we sit back now in the not the elevated more so, or the evolved place that we are, and we're looking at other people go through their rites of passage, and we're like, damn, I wanted him to make it. I wanted her to make it. Right? Because that's just what it is. We're almost in an audience now. We're in a Coliseum. We made it through that quote-unquote rites of passage. We made it through the Serengeti. We made it through the assimilation. And now we're able to see others go through it and be like, yo, for the ones that make it through it, I'm on. But when I was going through it, there was people who sound like me right now. They were the ones giving me the arm and pulling me up. And I would hear about an opportunity that they were offering. What? They doing an AI workshop and something? Oh, shit. You mean I'm going, right? And it's these decisions. Like Blue said, life is only a series of decisions. So what happens when they come up with the AI or the GPT where you could prompt and change the decision that you made? People live with regrets from certain decisions. What if you could, because when Stargate comes out, November 15th, 1975, enter, and I'll be right there.
My mother's birthday.
That's the day after I was born. I'm like, yo, I want to go see what I was doing the day after I was born. And you'll hit that bitch in the AI you might have on the goggles or something, and you're going to be there, bro. Because if it's a memory, if you saw it, if it happened, it's already in this hard drive. That memory will get pulled up, right? And you'll be able to see that bitch on the screen. Similar to how they said everything when you die. They say your whole shit flashes before you like a vision probe. And then you get a grade. Oh, pardon me. You get a report card.
Yep.
the test is over or whatever, this whole, you know what I mean? And then you get a report card. Did you pass or did you fail? And if you fail, you got to come back. And if you pass, you don't got to come back. So I could talk for days, but we got to take a break because we do got vendors in the building, and I do have the legend in the building who's going to let you know what he has to offer and what he brought for the family, and the opportunity to be one of the first to own this collector's item from the legend himself, Black Dot. Give it up, y'all. Yeah. Appreciate you. Can you give me one of my books out of my box?
Thank you. I impromptu, the guards are in the building. I had to show up, and I want to talk to you about this new book that I just put out. It took me my whole life to write. My first book was Hip Hop Decoded from its ancient origins to its modern day matrix. That was my love for hip hop. The first thing I fell in love with was this music. It was magical. And I'm talking Cedar Park all the way back. And then I wrote a second book called Urban Culture Decoded. And it was about the landscape which birthed hip hop, because the environment had to be right so the alchemical process of a drum, an oracle, a dancer, and graffiti artist could manifest itself in the way that it did. Remember, subtraction led to multiplication. They took away the art classes, they took away the dance, they took away our ability to learn the instruments, and all we did was improvise, putting cardboard down, using 2 records to suspend something along to create that drum, and the drum is the heartbeat. They took away the art classes. All we did is write on those trains. And in the beginning was the word, and that word was moving from borough to borough. The body, the most sacred way to speak without using words, and 85% of the communication, is nonverbal. So when we started doing those dances, we began to communicate, and the alchemical process of hip hop was born. Okay? Now, this book, Gotta Laugh to Keep from Crying, I didn't start living until I thought I was dying, is my personal walk through the simulation. As Red Pill just mentioned, the ups, the downs, the trials, the tribulations. It's a lot of trauma in the book. What I did was, there's a QR code on the back of the book. You can scan it, and it will give you a synopsis of how deep this story is. Inside of the book is 15 other QR codes, because we have to take art now and books and put them in motion, so to speak. Instead of the book just being stagnant, no disrespect, the QR codes enable you to, at least after reading a few chapters, let's say the first time DJ Red Alert played my record on the radio, and I was so excited, and I'm running around in the kitchen trying to call my family, and the phone is jammed because they trying to call me, and Red Alert played that record. That was a magical moment for me, because we wasn't trying to get record deals and all of that. We just wanted to hear Red Alert play my record. That was the pinnacle of what I can ever ask for. And there's a QR code in the book. You can hear the song. You know what I'm saying? And certain things that took place, so that if you choose to read, it continues to go on. This book is not out yet. It comes out August 27th, which is my birthday. And so I picked that date. It's broken into 2 halves, 2 28-year cycles. I'm 56. And so the first 28 years, learning to be a man, growing up, trials, tribulations. And when I tell you everything in this is in this book, drugs, abuse, neglect, relationship failures, record deals signed, seeing the world. And the second half, when I came into awareness and consciousness, when I ran upon Azariah on Fordham Road in the Bronx, and everything changed from that moment. Everything my grandmother taught me about spirituality, everything I bear witness to of the supernatural, I suppressed it because all of my friends laughed. But when I got with Azariah, and he gave me a tape of a brother named Bobby Hemming, and it reactivated everything, which led to this journey that I am now on. So I done went from the name Chiba Rock, KD, Cool D, this, that, and that, to the elevated state of Black Dot. And this book I have about 10 copies with me or something. If you are interested These are the advanced copies. I'll sign it for you. It is my life's work. But even if you don't buy the book, I want you to come by and scan that QR code and then tell me what you think. Peace. Thank you so much.
Y'all can do better than that. That energy, please. The packaging on his book, he sent me a box, a black box with a gold writing on the top, right? And when I opened the box, it was a video recording of Black Dot saying, personally, Brother Red Pill, I want to thank you for all of your contributions. I mean, bro, I was like, what the helly? We living in the future for real. Like, I've never seen anything like that. So the brother right there is doing quality work. This is his baby. He put a lot into it. He shut down his podcast because sometimes you have to disappear. Sometimes you got to get off the stage. Sometimes you think that you could do it. You could juggle things like that. But you literally got to get in what is known as album mode. Feel me? Get a string. So this is what we're going to do, right? We have the Mark 125th, which is my new website, right? I'm paying homage to the building that made me who I was. And that is the Mark 125th Street in Harlem, right? I never got to go inside of it because the whole 15 years that I was in front of it, it was closed. But it represented economics. It represented quote unquote market. So I just took the energy of that, put a table out there, and started my clothing line, Kings County, in 2005. One of the first conscious clothing brands out there. Now when we look around, there's so many people that are popping out that are living a good life. You know what I mean? That are exceeding their expectations with their clothing lines and whatnot. So what I have is all of these are different brands. I also design these brands, but I also have other brands because the website is a conglomerate of different brands who have come together in an online super mall. Because instead of brick and mortar, we do click and order, right? Instead of brick and mortar, we do click and order. You feel me? Because we are global. We are a global movement, all of us. If you choose to be that, you know what I mean? The stage is not crowded. If you choose to be, when you get on that stage, you're in a global audience. So we do click and order. I have a deal going on today, right? I'm basically giving these things away. On the website, they're selling double for what I'm doing it right now. So it's 1 for 30, 2 for 50. Take everything. You dig what I'm saying? Blue Pill is in here. He got the gold water. He got the jewelry. We got the song of the year. The Facts remix. Wait a minute. Do we have a CD player around here? You know what I mean? Or we could pull it up on the thing too. But we definitely gotta listen to that before we get out of here. We're gonna take a 30-minute break. Blue is in the building. He got everything. I'm talking about 2 tables full of stuff. He got the vitamins. He got the jewelry. He got the gold water. He got the copper, the sneakers, everything, you name it. We got the shirts here, all by size and design. Please come and take advantage of this. This is not an everyday thing. We made sure. And we got Rospin with the books, Rocks of Ages. We got Sister Cafunia back there. She got product. And of course, Monique and Nicholas with everything that they do. So, and the farmer, of course, and the farmer. Nothing, you already know. Look at what the corner, you know what I mean? Yeah, the farmer with the most important product here, which is life. So we will be back in 30 minutes. What time is it, y'all? Let's clock ourselves. We got the Stingless Bee Honey Drops. 9/11. How about that? Right? 9/11. So at 9:40, we will be back in our seats because we're going to go down the AI highway. We're going to go down what is known as the digital highway. I run an agency called a AAA agency.
Okay, we here with the Black Dot. What's going on?
Yes, man, I love you, man. Let me start by saying that.
from the beginning when I was reintroducing myself as an artist, you was the one spearheading, opening up your doors, let me get in that booth, editing things up and make sure it was pristine. When I asked you to come to do my son's first, podcast, and he's disabled, you ain't hesitate, you came up, you shot it, you made him feel like a star. And for that, I thank you. You know what I mean? And so you already know what it is. When to introduce my book, You Gotta Laugh to Keep From Crying. It's my personal story in hopes that you become inspired by, the body work, and I appreciate it.
Also, I appreciate you.
You already know what it is.
God,
Peace.
this is my mentor, my big bro. He mean more to us than y'all can actually fathom. You know what I'm saying? Get out here and see what it's like. Bro.
Yes, peace. Absolutely.
AI pops off. Now, an average $1,000 budget. Matter of fact, they got people that's finessing it, everything free. You can make a comic book. You can make toys, fam. I left that out. Toys, right? We were toy fiends coming up. That was, He-Man, G.I. Joe, Transformers. They were teaching us. We were watching, they were giving us morality skills. And the moral of the story is Disney, Hanna-Barbera, all of these things. So now, when we have children who got friends who you can't see, but they can see, because they're still in their imagination, they're still in their quote-unquote childlike state, they're still in their magical state.
Yes.
Now, you can say, you know what? You know what I'm saying? Yo, we're going to just sit down and we're going to talk about your whole comic, your whole imaginary world. We're going to talk about all those characters and whatnot. And I'm going to do magic and whatnot. They'd be like, what you mean? You don't got to show. You don't have to bring everybody behind the curtain. Do you understand what that means? This is behind the curtain. This is the inner. No, we about you. When you're into sales, you're selling the front end, not the back end. When people hire you as a plumber, you don't tell them all of the way. No, you come and do the work. And you let them see the results. Please give it up for my brother JP in the house, y'all. Clap this up. When Blue Pill was talking about Four Corners newspaper, this was the owner right here. He mentioned your name. JP showed up. He's a legend and whatnot. So let's talk about getting money with AI. The marketing. Anything that you have, there's a product, right? From these medallions that we're all wearing, that you see us all wearing, right? These are talismans, these are medallions, these are magical. To the cuffs that I'm wearing, to the perfume or the oils that you sell, to the design that you came up with, anything that you want to create advertisement with, which is, by the way, $1 billion industry. How many people watch the TV show Mad Men and understand what ad is and what advertising and marketing and promotion with Century of Self with Edward Bernays when he was telling you the power of being able to market? That's that right there. You can get a lot done like that. So here I went, right? I take something like this, which is the cuffs that I'm wearing, right? So this is a very intricately designed cuff and whatnot. And I communicate with the AI and I tell it what I need in the form of an advertisement, right? Because I want to sell this and I want people to take it serious, right? So boom, I prompted it and it gave me an ad, right? These ads, you used to have to pay a lot of money in order to create an ad like this. I was like, yo, give me a vintage 19 da-da-da-da-da, and it gave me that. This looked like the ads from Playboy magazine. No. It looked like ads from like Rob Report or something, vintage, right? To give it an appeal. So now when I put it on, when I go to a client, because this is what a client might have told me that they wanted to see, they might have said, yo, I want to see a design done this type of way, right?
And what are they eating?
I think I got one that's called like a Pastera. It's like a.
That's not a vegetable, it's an ornamental?
Yeah, it's a indoor.
Anything else?
Like a vibe plant. Other than that, I got like 3 money trees.
So what I'm gonna ask you to do, take some cayenne pepper, ground cayenne pepper, put it on the soil, sprinkle it on the soil.
So now you could, with your free time, right? You could design ad for businesses. You could design ad for yourself. You could solicit businesses and offer them your expertise. You could create a portfolio with the work that you may have done, and you don't have to tell them what it is that you're doing. So Stone Mountain is coming up, right? Right? Stone Mountain is a trip that we're taking, right? So I'm a fan of Stone Love. Shout out to the Badman them from Flatbush, you know what I mean? The Rude Boy them. Yeah. Right? Let mercy. So those of us who came up in Brooklyn, we came up in dancehall culture before the hip hop tunnel era, bad boy and everything. This was our driving force. And this is a sound class, this is a system out of Jamaica that's mad popular. Stone Love Movement, right? So we going to Stone Mountain, and the name of the game, Virgil told you. Virgil said, take the icons and flip it and make it yours. Because the way that people, the way that the mind is set up, they gravitate to what they know, right? So because this is a worldwide logo and everybody identify with that, I'm turning that into Stone Mountain instead of Stone Love. So now I have a whole merch line for a trip that we have on Stone Mountain, right? So I was able to, turn this into something, right? I'm able to turn this into something. So I was like, yo, why stop there, right? People are into the crystals. We going on Crystal Mountain. Ooh. So I'm gonna turn that into rubies. Look, this is the prompt. So you can see what I did. I said, turn it into real crystal, quartz, emeralds, and rubies. Wherever your mind can take you. However strong the weed was that you smoke will take you there. I'm just playing. Don't smoke weed. Meditate. Burn Palo Santo. No, dead ass. Be in aromatherapy places. The same thing that you would apply to meditation, apply it to when you want to get your mind right in order to bring the ideas that you're going to prompt. Right? My routine in the rising, sometimes, not all the time, is I get in touch with nature, and that brings ideas, and I'm loaded with ideas, so when I get in front of the computer, I'm able to interface with it and do what I need to do instead of doom scrolling, instead of sitting there stuck and whatnot. Right? I'm late. Sometimes now I'm having dreams of images that I wanna see. And I have the AI, I could create any image in my mind. Do you know how therapeutic that is?
Hell yeah.
Do you know how therapeutic that is? Anything that I can think, I can prompt it now. I don't gotta share my idea with nobody. Be like, yo, you wildin'. No, nigga, the buffalo had wings and it was blue with a dolphin's fin. They like, what does that mean? I don't know. Let me go and prompt it and see what it looks like. And then it might, you know what I'm saying? I could turn it into a toy. I have a line of like how they got Pokemon. I'm coming up with my own stuff. So we, like I said, the children, it's the little ones. They are the ones that are going to take this to a whole nother level. So then I'm saying, yo, we're going to have some wrestlers on Stone Mountain with us, because I know there's some wrestlers coming up on the mountain. I'm going to give them Stone Cold Steve Austin and flip it to Stone Mountain. Because it's a war going on outside. Oh, mama, there we go right there. We're going to pull up. We're going to pull that up. Yes, we're going to pull that. We're going to close out with that. And we're going to take a group picture so I can turn the AI and turn us all into Muppets. You know what I'm talking about? Nah, dead ass. We got to take advantage of the times that we're in. Have fun with it. But I just have a long list of ideas that I'm able to turn into, it's magical, right? It's magical. So there's other apps that I've been using, but we don't have time to cover all of them. Like I said, anybody that wants to tap in, just tap in with me and we will get you lined up. You feel me? We will get you lined up and we will get you what you need. So you're able to take YouTube videos, get the transcripts of the videos, drop it in ChatGPT, right? All of the transcripts from your favorite videos, and you can say, give me a 10-point summary of the video, so you don't have to, quote unquote, try to figure out what it is that you just listened to, right? There's so many things that you can do with these quote unquote AI and whatnot. So I went and took that and I interjected myself into a universe that was already created, right? So you could take yourself, you could remix yourself, right? And you could put yourself into a world that was already created. So I took this image, I put a prompt on it, and I turned it into that. Create a red pillar cinematic movie poster. Right? So now you could make yourself a movie poster. You could put yourself into all type of stuff. You could create movie posters for directors and whatnot. You don't have to tell everybody what you're doing. So check this out. And then we're going to wrap it up. So I'm communicating with the AI. I have a collection called the Master Teachers. Instead of the Masters, we in Georgia, they got the Golf Masters. A brother just came here today and told me that the first person that won the Masters was melanated. Mm-hmm. We mastered horse, we mastered the derby, we mastered golf. That was all us at first. So I'm paying homage to the Master Teachers by making the Masters collection.
That's tough.
When you get the green jacket, you a master. So Black Dot got the green jacket. You know what I'm talking about? Blue Pill got the green jacket. You know what I mean? These are masters. So we're going to create a whole collection to pay homage. This is on your altar. This is on your mantle, right? This goes somewhere in your quote unquote, like how Bobby taught us. You consecrate this. You put life into this. You're able to summon this. So now we could take prototype toys and actually 3D print this and make this a whole toy. The possibilities are endless. This is the master tool right now, ChatGPT. But there's also hundreds of tools in the toolbox. These are not the only tools. So here goes the Jacob and Sons, right? Look, Rob Report, Jacob and Sons. Nobody got to know. Niggas in Dubai want to spend money. And you could geo-target and geo-locate your customers now. You go outside the states. Where they got strong currency? I'm selling them this. If they click, it's on. We fishing. You know what I'm talking about? The right way though. We're not doing the PH fishing where they took $500 from me. Hit me on Instagram. They had voice tech back then. Sounded like somebody I knew. They done cloned her voice. Yo, I need $500. I'll pay you at midnight. Sure, fish me.
I'm in a jam. Yeah.
I'm in a jam. I got you. I hit you back. I'm sure. I won't leave you out there 500. Cash App was like, nah, we can't give you back. You got fished, which made me go down a rabbit hole. I didn't even know that they built Nigeria off of fishing.
Yes, yes.
They jugging. So these are just some of the posters that I prompted, in the name of advertising. Because you need good ad in order to sell what it is that you're selling, right? It's giving me the promotional package, the printing services, the promotional poster, all of the brochure. It's giving me all of the quote unquote, it's giving me everything that I need. How could you fail? How could you drop a ball when the AI, this is what the AI is for, business. Research. Don't pray to your AI. Don't date the AI. We not there yet. They out here sleeping with AI already. They worshiping it. I'm just saying, don't cross that line. Stay in the lane and use it for the business and use it for business and research. And you will be able to not waste time. You'll be able to get ahead because when it becomes generalized, it's going to be saturated and you won't have the advantage. The advantage is now similar to imagine if we was talking about Bitcoin in front of this crowd in 2009 and giving you the white paper with the technology behind it, not just regular Bitcoin, it's the technology behind it. And if you were able to break that down, people would be like, it's only $1? Oh, now let me get 100 of those. Mm-hmm. You feel me? So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I would love to be here, do an all-nighter with y'all, right? There is an idea being passed around about a 3-day retreat, right? Where the requirements would be that everybody that comes through there streams on their Yapit app. The same way that Kai Cenat and them streams on Twitch. At the Streamer University, they making them people rich. Because if you think they getting rich, imagine what Twitch is getting. Imagine what Kick is getting. So now we have an adult Twitch. Because those apps are for teenagers. It says it in the app store. Let the teenagers have what they need. We the parents, we supposed to be building content houses for them. We supposed to be making our child the next Kai Cenat. Not doing what he does. They doing what they do. Let them do what they do. There's an audience for that. So as the parents, as the elders, as the what they call the OGs and the unks and the schoolies and whatnot, it might be time for us not to leave the camera, because my man, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you could be in front of the camera until you 90 if you have a purpose. You don't have to sit down, but I'm saying that it's time for us to get behind the camera and become the executive producers and become the quote-unquote the management and let the talent get in front. The fact that Kai Cenat and them are in everybody's household is a telltale sign that generation has taken they've taken the stage. Mm-hmm. They are on the stage. You understand? That demographics, you can't ignore them. They're here. And it's time to build with them, but it's time to build something for them. They looking at these other people like, oh, they the masters. They build these platforms. Nah, we got you, man. We got the real platform. Y'all in slavery. That was the plantation that just burned in Louisiana, fam. Mm-hmm. You on Spotify and all of that? Them plantations. We building castles over here. So the requirements is going to be a streaming house. Everybody will be streaming. Everybody will be building up on that platform. And we're going to be certifying the members. We're going to be certifying the guests and whatnot on this retreat in the quote-unquote skill set of master AI. Not just regular AI, master AI, because we're masters of the universe. We don't just play with it, we master it as master teachers. So we're not going to let the machine mount us, we will mount the machine. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, please clap it up for yourselves. Thank you so much for Melanin Mondays IRL. We will be back, all right? Peace, love, and light. We're going to take you out with the Facts remix. I got the album right here. A few more copies is left. 44 tops. Yeah, let's get into it. Yeah. Oh, and I want a picture. We need a group picture right now. All of us. Let's get to the front. I'm going to turn this all into Muppets. And action figures. We're gonna rock it. We're going to play it. Yeah, we're going to do it big. You can sing along. Don't be shy. You know what I'm talking about? You know you do it. Yeah. Sunday, Melanin Monday. You can get to know the lecture. My Lord. Just open your third eye on Thursdays. Lord, the food, the art, the clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed. We put the show on the road. You better stay on your toes. It's to the ledge. Open on the eagle. You can turn that up. So Booyah, turn that up. Yo, rewind. Bring it back. Pull up. Turn it up, man. Rude boy. Levels.
company's Precious Metals Produce. It's a plant care and wellness company based on nanocolloidals. Those colloidals are blended in such a manner so as to remediate the soil in 12 weeks as opposed to 2 years, as opposed to scooping up the soil, throwing it away. So now we have an opportunity, a chemical-free opportunity, to remediate the land, the parks, your backyard, in a way that actually takes away, or I should say, changes the atomic structure of a heavy metal to making it so that it's out of the heavy metal category, and also integrating and making an environment so that the biome in the soil actually accumulate and make the heavy metals and lead unavailable to the body for consumption. So even if you actually have it go through a plant, which has its own filtration process to begin with, even if that were to happen, with the land treated with the RG 145, the colloidal metals that we have, it actually makes it so that it passes through the body and enveloped in fats, we'll say, but makes it so that it does not accumulate within the body. So we're talking about going from a 6-month process to a 3-month process. We're talking about going from having to scoop out all your soil, throw it somewhere else, have it become a problem somewhere else, then being able to treat it on site and be able to have that land that we just invested in. We have this great investment. How do we make it actually available for agriculture, real time, and to be able to have it productive, real time? Also, the products are also going to be absorbed and become part of the actual tissue structure of the fruit, the leaves, the vegetables of the plant. So now we're talking about post-harvest, right? Because copper and silver naturally are antifungal, anti-mildew, by their antibacterial, by their nature, everywhere they are. So now we're talking about being able to increase shelf life without actually having to add any other post-harvest ingredients. Plus, we use it as a foliate, spray it on throughout the course of the season, again, directly into the leaves. If we're talking about our collards, if we're talking about our teas, if we're talking about our herbs, this is actually becoming part of the actual tissue. So once you're actually ready to eat, ready to harvest, ready to make your teas, you still have 20, 30 parts per million of the actual colloidals in your actual food, whatever it is that's produced. So when we talk about we have these elderberries, what if we can get these elderberries to prosper in the soil that they are, but what becomes of the fruit that's infused with the colloidals, right? And then become imparted in a way that's consumable to us as food. So that's 1. 2, we have the nano silver produce wash, right? So now we're using produce wash to wash our salad greens, the rinds of things that we're eating, the apples and all of that stuff. How do we do it in the simplest way, most effective way, chemical-free? Peroxide, colloidal silver, as well as a couple of spritz of oregano oil, ready to go. So this can also be used as a surface cleaner, right? So multiple ways to utilize the properties of noble metals, continuing gold water ideology, and as a consumer of gold water, knowing that there's practical and applied nature that we can actually use in real time, real world, to be able to not even solve, but address these issues.
Can I get a mullen off of you now?
Oh, of course. Peace, brothers. Now, I'm not going to talk no more. Thank you. Appreciate you.